Hello, welcome to day 22 of Advent of Code. Thanks for watching. Did you solve this puzzle already? Alright, let's see what 22 has in store. Mode maze. This is it, your final stop. The year -483. It's snowing and dark outside. The only light you can see is coming from a small cottage in the distance. You make your way there and knock on the door. A portly man with a large white beard answers the door and invites you inside. For someone living near the North Pole in -483, he must not get many visitors, but he doesn't act surprised to see you. Instead, he offers you some milk and cookies. After talking for a while, he asks a favor of you. His friend hasn't come back in a few hours, and he's not sure where he is. Scanning the region briefly, you discover one life signal in a cave system nearby. His friend must have taken shelter there. The man asks if you can go there to retrieve his friend. The cave is divided into square regions. Which are either dominantly rocky, narrow, or wet, called the type. So we have rocky, narrow, or wet as type. Each region occupies exactly one coordinate XY format, where x and y are integers 0 or greater. Adjacent regions can be the same type. Okay. The scan, your puzzle input, is not very detailed. It only reveals the depth of the cave system and the coordinates of the target. So we get a depth and we get target coordinates. However, it does not reveal the type of each region. The mouth of the cage is at 0, 0. The mouth is, I guess, the entrance. The man explains that due to the unusual geology in the area, there's a method to determine any region's type based on its erosion level. The erosion level of a region can be determined from its geologic index. The geologic index can be determined using the first rule that applies from the list below. Alright, so 0, 0 has 0. Now the region at the coordinates of the target has, okay, so the target also has 0, 0. If the region's y coordinate is 0, so if we have I 0, the geologic index is its x coordinate multiplied by 16807. If the region's x coordinate is 0, so any 0, j, then the geological index is its y coordinate times, so y times 48271. Otherwise, the regions, okay, so we have those in the first row and in the first column. And then otherwise, the region's geologic index is the result of multiplying the erosion levels of the regions at, oh, I'm multiplying x minus 1, y and x, y minus 1. So if I have one, I go 1 to the left and I go 1 up and I multiply those. Okay. A region's erosion level is its geologic index plus the depth. Alright, so erosion is whatever this weird index thing was. So geo plus the cave's depth, all modulo 2183. Oh, okay, and then we take it modulo 3, and if that is 0, okay, then it's rocky. Oh, the order here is different from how it was named before. So wet is a 1 and narrow is a 2. I wrote down rocky, narrow, wet, but it's rocky, wet, narrow. Okay. For example, suppose the cave system depth is 510 and then target's coordinate are 1010. Using mod to represent the module operator, the cavern would look as follows. At 0, it's 0. Oh, that's the geologic index, so I have to do 0 plus 510 modulo that number, and then modulo 3 is rocky. Because the y coordinate is 0, the geologic index is 1 times that number, and then the erosion level plus the depth modulo this, modulo 3, so it's wet, and so on and so on. We have 1, 1 by taking these first two, 1, 0 and 0, 1, I guess. The erosion level is these two numbers multiplied exactly, and then plus the depth modulo some number. So this is narrow. Okay, and we know the target. Trying the same cave system with rocky start equal pipe mouth target. All right, so we have a map here. Oh, hey Keith. Hi Finn. This is fun, not too hard. All right, yeah, I'm ready to a fun puzzle and not one where I'm sitting for 5 hours. Did you finish day 21? Okay, before you go in, you should determine the risk level of the area. For the rectangle, it has a top left corner of region 0 and a bottom right corner of the region containing the target. Okay, add up the risk level of each individual region. 0 for rocky, 1 for wet, 2 for narrow. Rocky, wet, narrow. Okay. 0, 0 target is at 10, 10. I thought, I mean, the second part was hard, and I have to look at it during the daylight again. The second part of day 21 is what I'm talking about. In retrospect, I'm not even sure why it worked, because somehow I ended up with a repeat of the same number, and then the one before was my final solution. But when I was printing the sequence of these numbers, I never found any constant that just stood constant. So I was looking for a loop before, and I didn't find a loop. Oh, day 20 is what you have left as well. Which one was day 20? That's the one I kind of ran through yesterday, right? That was that path where you put some of them on a stack, the regex path. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So 0, 0, 10, 10, we add them all up. All right. Actually, I mean, unless I'm misreading this, but this looks like there's no algorithm, nothing really that should be throwing me off in 22. But there's always this off by 1 input and then everything is messed up. So this is my test input. I get the depth and the target. I do not like that comma in there. Oh, you were trying to print the map. Yeah, I think you really don't need that, and printing it is really hard. Ooh, nice, Keith. You got position 94. Nice one. I have never been on the leaderboard, but then I'm like half a day or even more late, so no chance. But that's really nice. Good job. Are you gonna stream your coding next year, maybe? So what do we need for this one? We need the depth. Oh, and we have a target. And what was the depth for the sample one? It was 510. Okay. So for the sample one, depth was 510. And the target was at 1010. So let's read these inputs. So we have the inputs. Let depth is equal to inputs of 0. So that's the first row. And from the first row, we want the second entry. And we're all wrapping that into a number. And then we want the target. So you got a pretty map. All right. Well, the map is pretty, but this seems for oh wait, are you talking about the map for day 22 or for 20 where you drew the map that you didn't need to? Oh, hey, Anthony. So Liz finished at number 80. Her reaction to getting points was amusing. Oh, I have to look her video. Well, I'll probably watch it anyways, but I'll watch out for that. And that's really amazing because being on stream, so you're spending such a big part of your brain on making sure the stream works and maybe even responding to somebody. It's like 5 times as slow as programming by yourself. So she probably finished at position 2 if she had just done it like in the comfort of like lying back on the couch and not talking to anybody. Okay, yeah, so day 20, I bet the map was pretty, but since you always needed more than one symbol to print a room because you were printing these doors and walls, wasn't it extremely hard to print and parse? So the target is the second row. This is not going to work. This is the first row, and now I need to split it on... Yeah, I'm splitting this on the empty symbol, and I'm taking the last one. This one is also the first one. Then I split it at the blank dot split. It doesn't hurt to be verbose in the parsing here. And then target x, target 1 is equal to target dot split at the comma dot map anything to a number. I want a dot map with lowercase l. The printing part wasn't that hard, just a few functions called in sequence. Getting the writings to follow the correct path was my problem. South, west, so southwest, east, north pattern threw you off. Wouldn't you just, whenever you see, oh, with the or nothing pattern threw you off? I mean, that was like not the same as a regular regex. The text said this is just a detour that always goes in a loop. Like you end up where you started, and that's why you have the or nothing there. All right, so I have those. I have a map, so what I will use again is I'm using my let hash is a function, and the function takes an x and a y coordinate, and it returns, let me just shortcut that, it returns x multiplied by 10 should be fine. Oh, 700, so let's do 1,000 plus y. So this is my hash. I have a target xy. I guess the map doesn't need to be 2-dimensional, so I can do let the height is equal to target y, let width is equal to target x, let m is equal to a new map, and now for every entry in the map, so I can do m.set hash of 0, 0. Hash of 0, 0 is 0, and m.set hash of target x, target y is also equal to 0, right? That was given. Was that just the geological? Which is that the erosion number, or is it the geological index? How was that? Okay, at 1010, because they are at the target's condition, the geologic index is 0. Oh, this is the geologic index, and then the erosion level is 510. and the type is 510 modulo 3, which is rocky. Geological index is 0, and the type is rocky. All right. Glad I read those, otherwise it would be way off. So it's the hash of target X, target Y. So this one here was 0 plus the depth. And then all of this modulo, what am I taking this modulo? 2183, I think that's a fixed number. And this is also this. And now how am I moving there? I always need the one from above and from the left, so you can just go left to right through the thing. So for let I is equal to 0, I is less than, I want to go left to right, so that would be my width. Could I go top to bottom as well? Does it matter? I'm going from the top to the bottom. Top to bottom. Sorry, I kind of need to draw that, I guess. So if I'm doing the first column and then I'm doing the next one, which I also have, and then for this one I just need these two numbers, so it doesn't matter which order I do those in. It's less than the width, and I plus plus for let j is equal to 0, j is like less than height j plus plus of let for let. Oh, what's your order of operations? Thanks, Anthony. Am I maybe doing this the wrong way? Let me read what the instructions were saying. Okay. The geologic index is 0, the erosion level is a number, and the type is rocky. Oh, do I need the... It's the erosion, no, I need the erosion level from the previous ones, right? Hold on. The erosion level is this modulo. Yeah, I need the erosion levels multiplied, and then at the end, I can do the modulo 3. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're saying that this is wrong already, or what you mean by what's your order. The other thing I wanted to know is whether I'm going in the right direction. So if the y coordinate is 0, then it's this. If the x coordinate is 0, then the geologic index is that. Otherwise, the geologic index is the result of multiplying x minus 1 and y minus 1. So x minus 1 is to the left and y minus 1 is on top. Okay, I feel like my loops should just work, but we will figure out once it doesn't work. So if I is equal to 0 and then if I plus j is equal to 0, then I need to very briefly check. First we do 0 and then we do the target. Okay, so if I plus j is equal to 0, then m that's set of ij is 0 plus the depth. Oh, is this what you meant? I'm doing 0 plus the depth modulo this. Messed up the parentheses. Okay, so this is the first case. If it was that, we can just continue. Yes, thank you for looking out for my parentheses. Thank you very much. Okay, if I is equal to target X and if J is equal to the target of Y, then we're setting ij again to this because it's 0 plus the depth modulo this number. If, now let me briefly check, the next one is if the Y coordinate is 0. If J is equal to 0, if J is equal to 0, then we are doing m.set hash of I comma j, and we are setting it to I multiplied by 16807. Oh, I guess there was no modulo operation here. If I is equal to 0, then we're setting ij to the y value multiplied by 48271. And here we're setting ij to m.get of I minus 1j multiplied by m.get I comma j minus 1. If m.has I comma j minus 1, if we don't have that, or if we don't have has I minus 1j, console log very wrong. All right, so we're setting ij to the product of what we already have as a erosion number for I minus 1j times ij minus 1. Okay, we did this for the whole map. Nice. And now we need now all we want is the risk level, and the risk level was just the sum of all of them, I believe. All right. So then we have to take everything modulo 3. Let me just check here. This was just, yeah, there's no modulo here, but then the erosion level is modulo 3. So we can draw that. M and T. Before you go in, you should determine the risk level of the area and the bottom right containing the part. Oh yeah, just add them up. Okay, wouldn't this be easier to read if you, oh, I was thinking exactly the same thing. But I and J are so hard to replace. They would be much easier to use though. All right, let's do that. Does code have, oh yeah, rename symbol. Oh, let's call it X. Ooh, this works really well. Okay, I was thinking exactly the same thing, Finn. So, except this did not work. So J, rename symbol. Okay, this worked. So I have all these X and Y's. If X is the target Y, this is so much better, I have to say. Okay. So now that we did that, let's just repeat it. Let risk level is equal to 0. And for everyone in here, we do m.get xy modulo 3 risk level plus equals this. Console.log risk level. By the way, does anybody have ideas what would be a really nice stream for once Advent of Code is over? I still want to do JavaScript or Node.js. Would anybody know a good set of problems, or would it be better to build anything? Console.log width times height. All right, Node day 22. So if you have any suggestions, or if there are any streams where you think the problems they're solving works really well for a stream and is interesting, we're really happy to hear those. Number is not a function, or its return value is not iterable in line 17. Of course it is not. Let me fix that. So we take the first row and we split it, and then we take the second one. Let's change it, because we're not taking the second one. We're doing pattern matching here, so you want to map this to a number. That worked well. Not okay. Then target is equal to console.log. I guess I messed up the target. Oh yeah, so the target is both of those, because I'm splitting at the comma, and I really just want the second part. And now I'm okay. Targeted splice is not a function. Why did I say splice instead of split? No, I have Anthony, is that the challenge on the website, or do you mean, or are the challenges like last night, are those called? Okay, yeah, I think Cinecore, that is, I still have the link open. That is this one here, right? It's kind of, it's also by Eric Wastel. And it's similar, if I stand correctly, to the opcode questions in Advent of Code. Okay, so it's good to know that those are good puzzles. Yeah, maybe I'll look at those and solve them on screen. Okay, so I have 10, 10. I have a 10 by 10 grid. 10 by 10 grid, and the level is 90. What did the sample input say? It's 114. Well, that did not work out well. Add up the risk level of each individual region. All right, so let me see what I was doing. Try the same cave system with rocky, wet, and narrow. The type is module. Did I do module with 3 in my solution? Oh yeah, this is totally, the lagging is my fault here. The stream quality is really poor, so to get at least some kind of visible output, oh actually this isn't too bad to read, but it's lagging by like 40 seconds or so. All right, so I'm off by like 24 points, so let's see what I did wrong. I'm going through this, I'm taking it modulo 3 to get the risk levels. I guess in the example they did not draw the map, but we can print out 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, and 1, 1. So I just want to see console.log. Oh, I forgot to put in a bunch of hashes here. If m that has. All right. These hashes, and I also need to change the. No, the get method is fine. I just need to use the hash. If m that get hash of this All right, how many are missing here? Okay, we're setting hash of xy to m.get the hash times m.get the hash. Oh, still one missing. Okay, this is good. And then if m has the hash, I think there should be one more, or if m has, nope, hash of this. Now I need to close the if, then we have a problem. Hash, 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 m.set, m.get. And then of course down here I need to do m.get hash of xy. Okay, and that did not work. Okay, I'll have a 10 by 10 grid. Height and width are 10 by 10. I'm having a map, hash. I don't really need this here. So I'm going through here. If the sum of both of them is equal to 0, I know I'm at x comma y equals 0 comma 0. So I'm setting the hash to 0 plus steps times this. These should all be numbers. All right, console log, what's in our map? Oh, these are really, whoa, how do I get these really off numbers? Wait, are they maybe really big? Could they be really big? Am I forgetting to modulo with something? So I want to console.log m.get hash of 0, 1 of 1, 0 and of 1, 1. What are these three numbers? It's 48, 16 and then a large number. So for some reason they're way off to what we have here. How did that happen? Test input 5, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so let's look here at 1, 0. Oh no, at 1, 0 we want 16, 807. 16, 807, yep. And then at 0, 1 we want 48, 271, yep. And then we want, oh, did I write down what 1, 1 is? No, that's correct. The erosion level is this number, and then modulo 3, it's narrow. Okay, at 10, 10, because they're all right. So when is our map getting all these numbers that are not numbers at all? These are my inputs, and these are for indices like 9, 9, but I'm multiplying the x by 1000. So first of all, 9, 9 is wrong. Okay, because 10, 10 should be 0, but 10, 10 is not in this map. So there's an off by 1 error. I need to double check that. Now at first the numbers are good and they keep growing. So one thing I could do is I could use JavaScript's big integer. That should help me with these big numbers. This shouldn't be a problem. The other thing I might be able to do is maybe these multiples have something in common that I could factor out. Yeah, so I was trying to print the geologic indices. Was that not right? Because my map has the geologic indices, and then at the end I'm just getting the erosion out from them. So the first thing I want to see is whether my board needs to be one bigger or not. So here we have 10, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is where the T is. Okay, so that's a simple mistake that I can fix. Simple thing I can fix. I need to just go through my loop. Width equals target plus 1, target plus x. Oh, there are 3 levels: erosion level, geologic level, and risk. Okay. Yeah, I thought I was missing something here. Wrong window, sorry. Okay. The erosion level is this big number, and the type is wet. Oh, yeah, I forgot completely about the erosion level. But don't I need to know the geologic index so I compute the erosion level of the next one? This is a bit hard to read. The geologic index is this number, and then the erosion level is plus the depth modulo, always that same number. Okay. At 0, 1, because the x coordinate is 0. Yep, so I forgot to do that one. And then for 1, 1, so the geologic index is the erosion levels multiplied. So it's that smaller number. Wait, where was the 8451 coming from? Oh, that is this number here. Yep, so it's the smaller numbers, and I was getting the same number, I guess, because of how modulo works. Okay. Thanks, Anthony. That was a really good hint. How many years have you been solving the advent of code puzzles? All right, so these are still correct, but now here we have x times that number, and to that number we want to add the depth, and then we want to modulo it by 2183. Oh, it's first year for you too, Finn. Since 2015. Whoa, that's a really long time for programming. That seems like a long time. Okay. Nice. First silver and gold stars. That's very cool. Were you extremely fast in solving it? Okay. I was gonna ask, did nobody know it's starting at midnight and was there to solve it? But still, that's a really good accomplishment. Congrats. Okay, so it's always this number. And then here we also want to add the depth. Nope, wrong buttons. Add the depth and then modulo 20183. Okay, and then let me just double check the last condition. The last condition here at 1, 1, I'm multiplying them, and then again for the erosion level I have to add and modulo. Okay. So this is still not a super easy challenge. I've been on this for 40 minutes, but it does seem very doable. I'm so confident that we're close to getting this right. So let's set it afterwards and break before. And we want to set this multiplied by this. That's the geo index is equal to the product. Okay. And then we want to take the geo index plus the depth and modulo 2018. Okay. All right, 105. Getting closer. It's still not the right number. Double check your parens in x is equal to 0. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some of the auto completion. So when I'm wrapping this into parens, oh well, now I have 2 parens anyways, but if I'm wrapping this a second time and then I move 1 to the right, I'm still inside it. So that's very weird. Okay. All right, 103 is still not the right number. So I don't want to print the whole map. Do we have 8415? Do we have 8415? Yes. 17317. Yes. And then the other one should be 1805. Okay, we got that. But the end result should be, the risk level should be 1114. So what am I missing? So these four also look good. And then my risk level, x is less than the width. I did make the width a little bit bigger. Do we actually hit the target? Oh crap, why would we get to the board this many times? Oh god. Nice one. Sometimes I'm a little sad that JavaScript has a comma operator, because instead of getting a parse error or some other error here, it's just evaluating that comma as the comma operator, which of course is not what I intended for this to be. So I get the 114. So let's run this on the real input. Boarding codes target. Well, let's see. That would be really nice and quick. How was part 2? Should I try part 2 or should I just go to bed real early today? Well, let's finish part 1 first. Nice. All right.